Girl Bella.
Natasha may have goofed on this one. Hello babes, welcome back to Brown Girl Bella, luxury beauty news and makeup reviews and so much more. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be trying on new makeup, but I am going to highlight these two newbies that I just got my hands on. It is the Natasha Denona My Mini Dream Palette and the My Mini Dream Glow Blush. Now, this is my third time trying to record this video. As you know, I've been having trouble with my audio. And so hopefully this is all changed now. I'm going to be trying these especially, but I'm also going to be trying some other new products as well. Today we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned get ready with me, but it's trying on new products. And I have a mixture here today of some drugstore as well as some products that are a little bit more costly. Dr. Jart BB Premium Beauty Balm. This is a multitasker, as they say, which has niacinamide. It hydrates, conceals, and protects, and it does have a broad spectrum of SPF 40. Broad spectrum SPF 40. Excuse me. Let's give them all their spectrum. It is SPF 40. So if you are a shade match to me, this is Deep Tan Deep. Deep Tan hyphen Deep. So what they say is that this is a great skin day in a tube. This breathable, buildable formula moisturizes, protects, and delivers good coverage with a natural looks like you finish. It says it's going to look like me. Let's try her out. So taking off the cap, this is a pump, and like I said, I did try this before because I tried to film this several times over, and now hopefully third time is a charm. So here we are putting one full pump, and we're just going to dot this all over the face and then start blending this in. I like to use 2 pumps of this product because I feel like the first pass gives me, decent coverage, but 2 pumps really feels like it's fully covered and I have product blended in everywhere. So although you can use 1 pump for light coverage, and even 2 pumps will give you a light coverage, more than that I think you're trying to build it up to medium, or it may build up to medium, but I like it very light these days. Let's go in with the second pump, and same thing. In terms of fragrance, a little bit of fragrance, not very much. Okay, next we are going to try the new Sarat Dewdrop Concealer. If you remember last month I told you that I was getting this. It just arrived. This is in shade number 8. And I already have the Sarat Dewdrop foundation, so I love that, and I thought, yeah, let me try the concealer and see if I love it as well. They say on first use, twist the bottom of the concealer several times until the formula emerges from the sponge applicator. Twist again to get your desired amount, being careful not to oversaturate the sponge applicator. So we're going to be very careful. So the top of it lifts off, and then we're going to twist, appearing. Okay, so it's starting to appear. So I'm going to twist one more time, and that's it. And then I'm going to start dotting it underneath the eye. And we're going to start to pat that product in. I got number 8 because I used number 14 in the foundation, and from looking at their website, it said that number 8 would be a good match to me. I love the way it brightens underneath the eye. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm looking at the mirror in here, and I love that brightness. And it looks that it is all blended in, and it has concealed underneath my eye as well. Really, really like the brightness in here. And then I'm just going to replace the cap. So far so good. I really like it. Now let's try the Natasha Denona My Mini Dream Palette. I did purchase when the first My Dream Palette came out. I did purchase their midi size. I also got a lipstick at that time, and then she also had a cheek trio that I purchased the first time around. We're going to show those at the end as well and make some comparisons. I'll show you swatches, and I'll let you know why I think Natasha may have goofed on this one. I think she may have goofed. But let's do it. So here are the colors. I'm going to say that when I first saw swatches and photos of these, I thought, that looks to be a little too light, y'all. But lo and behold, once I had it in my hands and I started playing around with this, it's actually very deep, and it shows up on my eyes, and I'm going to demonstrate that in a moment. But yeah, this is really pigmented. So let's start with this color here and go all the way across with the swatches. This one is called Devotion. So here is Devotion. The next one is called Balance. And this is the first matte shade, Balance. So that's Balance. And then this is the second metallic, and that one is called Passionate. Beautiful, right? Just gorgeous. And then this inky chocolate goodness right here, this one is called Loyalty. Oh my goodness, you need a chocolate smoky eye, that's your girl. And then let me wipe off my fingers. The last one is Nurture. Now Nurture is the only repeat shade in here because she built the My Mini Dream palette off of this shade from the mini version. So this is Nurture. Okay, so here are all of the swatches. First, let's look back at our My Dream palette. This is the original midi palette from which the mini is based on. Here are the shades. As you can see, this palette is very warm leaning. Love the jewel tones in here, those rich berries, lots of corals play with, a little bit of fun with purples as well. Some apricot shaded colors, really, really beautiful. And of course, the taupey shade Nurture here, which is also featured in the mini. So let's hold this up next to the My Dream mini palette. Like I said, this is supposed to be an extension of this. So here it is. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road, babes. I don't feel like this is an extension of this palette. I don't feel like the mini is an extension of this palette at all. In fact, I think this is one of the most disjointed mini versions based on the midi version that I have ever seen Natasha Denona do. And I have a lot of those. So we'll be taking a look at those as well in a future video. But I just wanted to show you that I really don't think so. You let me know down below if you feel differently. But I stand by that. I don't think it looks anything like the midi version. That being said, I looked through my collection and there was a midi version that I think absolutely looks like an extension of this My Mini Dream palette. It is the I Need a Nude palette. So as I open this up and you look at the colors, here is where I think the real inspiration lies. I think this mini version is a total extension of I Need a Nude palette. More so than the My Dream palette. In my humble opinion, this looks more cohesive as a extension story than, and I'll hold up the My Dream, than this one. It definitely looks more like it belongs in this family than it does in this family. I looked at it and I was just like, yeah, no. Yeah, no, Natasha, I don't think so. But thank you for the mini version because I do enjoy it. So I'm going to go in with that second shade, and this one is called Balance. And I like to call this like my starter shade. So I put this all over the eye, covering up the eye primer that I used, and it also sort of acts as a setting powder for my eye primer. So wiping off that brush, I want to go into Nurture, which is this color here. And I just take a couple of dabs of the eyeshadow because you really do not need a whole lot. As you can see, I tapped it very lightly into the pan, and look at what coverage I am getting out of this. This is fantastic. Perfect palette for you who want to have something, you know, very light and easy. Maybe you're in a profession that calls for you not to have a little more fun with color and you need something really basic but still does the job. She is perfect. Next, I'm going to use the Esom W36. And the reason why I want to use this brush with that beautiful, you see that curvature? Let me show you. You see that curvature on the brush? And this is a natural haired brush by Esom. So pretty. But I want to use Loyalty. And so I just want to take a little bit from that brush. And this is the perfect outer V brush. I'm going to run underneath the lash line. I'm going to go almost halfway in with the rest of that shade. Because again, I don't want it to be too deep and too smoky, but I do want it to have that polished, smoky look. I'm going to do like a daytime smoke. That's all done. Look at that. I'm going to go with a flat shader brush. I'm going to use the Sonia G Lotus Builder brush for that. And I'm going to go over here to that first shade, Devotion. And I'm just going to, again, with one tap of my brush, into the product, this is what I receive. I'm going to go now into the final shade, which is Passionate, and I'm going to add that to the inner corner, bringing it up and over to our lid shade, and then with the rest I'm going to finish the lower lash line. I really think this is a very professional look that you can take with you to school, to work, to church. Beautiful. This is the original midi palette from which the mini is based on. Here are the shades. As you can see, this palette is very warm leaning. It's supposed to be an extension of this, so here it is. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road, babes. I don't feel like this is an extension of this palette. I don't feel like the mini is an extension of this palette at all. In fact, I think this is one of the most disjointed mini versions based on the midi version that I have ever seen Natasha Denona do. And I have a lot of those. So we'll be taking a look at those as well in a future video. But I just want to show you that I really don't think so. You let me know down below if you feel differently. But I stand by that. I don't think it looks anything like the midi version. That being said, I looked through my collection and there was a midi version that I think absolutely looks like an extension of this My Mini Dream palette. It is the I Need a Nude palette. So as I open this up and you look at the colors, you probably will start to see what I saw. Now again, like I did before, I'm going to hold them up next to each other. The new version on top of the old version. And so here is where I think the real inspiration lies. I think this mini version is a total extension of I Need a Nude palette. More so than the My Dream palette. In my humble opinion, this looks more cohesive as a extension story than, and I'll hold up the My Dream, than this one. It definitely looks more like it belongs in this family than it does in this family. Okay, now let's use something new that I got from the drugstore. So you all know I love my L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, but it's time for her to say farewell. So I thought I would, because I couldn't find that one, use the Voluminous Lash Paradise Voluminous Primer. So of course it stuck out to me because it was rose gold on the cap. And I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever tried this. So if this is not new, sorry babes, it's new to me. Like I said, beautiful rose gold cap. Rose gold lettering carries over to the product base as well. And let's see what the, okay, the brush looks tubular. And let's see what it looks like compared to the Voluminous Primer. Okay, Voluminous looks a bit longer and this one looks a bit wider. So those are the differences that I see. But let's try it out, see what it feels like. It definitely, this brush definitely feels stiffer than my voluminous base. but it is providing that length and a bit more separation than my voluminous. So far so good with this. I like it. The brush is still a little stiffer than I'm used to with not only my other L'Oreal product, the voluminous base, but any other of my primers that I've worked with. That is like the stiffest brush I've ever used. And while we are on mascara, I also found the L'Oreal Voluminous Panorama. Now this is supposed to be a corner to corner panoramic volume mascara, giving you a bigger eye look, multi-level bristles, and it's really supposed to extend your lashes. And I got it in the shade Black Brown. So let's open her up and see. It might have come out a few months ago or last year. So this is the L'Oreal Panorama. This is the packaging, all gold. And then here is what the brush looks like. I definitely see the brown and the black here. So let's try it. Okay, so this bristle is also very stiff. So be very careful when you're using it against your lash line, because I know for me, those stiffer bristles kind of irritate my eyes when I put it really close to the root of my eye. Now let's get into my Mini Dream Glow Blush. Listen up if you want to see how I utilize this product. So this is what it looks like. I will share with you how it looks next to the original version of this shortly. But how I like to use this is I like to turn it this way so that the deepest color is on top and the highlighter is on the bottom. Then I take a more precision brush for the cheeks. This one is a Sonia G. This is the detailed brush from her Lotus set. And I just swipe it across one time only. And then I put it on the cheeks. And so doing it that way, I get not only the blush colors, but also that highlight. And it looks really natural, not so pigmented. I'm able to both use the blush and the highlight in one sweep. And I just go all the way with my brush to the back of my cheekbones, just like so. Okay, babe, so that will be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you got to the end of this, you're a real one. Put a lipstick emoji in the comment section below and let me know you're a real one for watching the whole video. And until next time, you have been Bellified. Bye, babes. Brown Girl Bella.